Good afternoon to the 30.12 million MFG fans tuning in from all around the world. I'm Yoji Tanaka, your commentator. The June showers are gracefully rippling the surface of Ashinoko Lake. It looks like Ashinoko GT, the second race of the MFG season, is going to turn out to be a rain-soaked battle. And joining me in the commentary booth today, we have Ryuji Ikeda, the chairman of Zero Academy, as my guest.
A pleasure.
As well as serving as a city councilor for his hometown of Odawara, he's actively engaged in efforts to encourage youths to improve their health and well-being by participating in motorsports. You can also often find him clad in vestments, serving as head priest in his family's Buddhist temple. With all the hats he wears, you could call him a modern-day Renaissance man. Ikeda, I want to thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Okay, the dampers are all set.
Looks like the rain stopped further down the mountain, but it's still coming down up there.
Man, what a pain. But that's Hakone weather. It's always different between the peaks and the base.
You're acting strange, Okita. What's got you so worked up this time around?
I mean, you're kidding, right? The stress is eating my stomach alive. How can I not be nervous about this next race? It's nuts racing on wet public roads. I don't care how skilled you are. If I was in charge, I would postpone the race for a later date. Looking around at everyone else here, I suspect they feel the same way. Also, let's consider the fact you're in a front-engine, rear-wheel drive car. It's going to be especially squirrely on the wet roads.
Well, I'm relaxed. The rain always plays fair. It falls the same on all 15 cars. I don't see it as a problem. As a matter of fact, it often helps me.
The Angels wrap up their rain-soaked performance and rush to the tent. But then they leave quite the impression, singing their hearts out in the downpour. I'm sure video of today's concert is going into many a fan's permanent collection.
If I end up getting sick, workers' comp covers this, right?
And it looks like the drivers' meeting has concluded. All 15 are now making their way from the bus to their vehicles.
Hey, Iba, good luck out there.
Yeah, same goes for you.
All right. This is what you've been training for. Seems like we'll be facing a surprise.
Ogata here. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
I left a dry towel on the passenger seat. Make sure to wipe your soles. They can change the feel of the pedals, so keep them dry. Over.
Roger.
Just 5 minutes to go until the scheduled start time. Here's a question for you, Ikeda. What does a driver have to keep in mind while racing in weather conditions like this?
Basically, patience is going to be their best weapon. During a rainstorm, the way the tires react on public roads can change from moment to moment. Not only are you grappling with the competition, but you also need to constantly evaluate your grip. Not to mention, with the lower visibility from the spray caused by the cars in front of you, you're engaged in a persistent game of tug-of-war with your car. As the difficulties continue to mount, the question becomes how well you can maintain a calm, rational state of mind. Getting overly aggressive in a race like this won't yield the desired results.
I see. It sounds like this course will prove to be mentally arduous for the drivers.
100%. All 15 of them are waiting in their cockpits for the signal, ready to face the challenge head-on and experience a level of pressure you don't encounter during a typical race.
And the Angels are all lined up. 1 minute until we begin. The 12 car in pole position is being guided slowly out of the gate by a drone. Behind him is Sawatari in the 4, Ishigami in the 1, and Akaba in the 2 car. Mizono's next in car 13, followed by Oishi in 3, then Taylor in the 8. After that, it's Sakamoto in the 5, Otani in the 7 car, and Katagiri in the 8-6.
Best of luck, Kanata. All I can really do is pray for you. I have to admit, whenever he gets into serious mode, he's so cool and time seems to stop. He never looks that way at home.
Bringing up the rear, the 23 passes through the gate. And the drones have
MF Ghost.
MF Ghost.
And it looks like the order's suddenly been shuffled. All this spray from the non-stop rain is making it hard to tell what's going on out there. With their superior traction, the 3 4-wheel drive cars seem to have the advantage. Oishi in the 3 car overtakes Mizuno in the 13, and Sakamoto in the 5 sails right past Taylor in the 8. At the back, Aiba in the 10 pulls ahead of Kitahara in the 18.
Thanks to the handicap system Takahashi Ryo worked into the regulations, the tracks are pretty harsh on 4x4 cars in dry weather conditions. But when moisture is involved, this level of traction becomes an advantage. I'm gonna establish a real lead this time. 4-wheel drive was made for moments like this!
There's been a change in position. Moe, Mommy, if you would please do the honors?
It's barely started. Couldn't they have given us just a bit longer to dry off?
I can hold the umbrella for you so you don't get wet.
Hang on a second. My butt's not ready for the camera.
Beckenbauer is leading the pack, but Sabatari in the 4 is sticking to his bumper like glue. The finish awaits after 3 laps, totaling 75.9 kilometers, with 15 cars kicking up a fine mist that entire distance.
I love the rain. All the power in the world won't help you in it. It's like you're forced to lay down your weapons and duke it out with your fists. Who's really the fastest among us? Time to clear that up. Don't underestimate me, Sabatari. When it comes to dealing with dead frauds, I have absolute confidence. There's not a single factor that'll ever make me lose to a Japanese driver.
I might have been behind the 4-wheel drive Huracan in the starting phase. But once I picked up enough speed, it won't matter. The Lambo's in front of me, and the Ferrari's in front of that, which means I'm in a prime position to take on the crowning Italian brands. I'm gonna show them the potential of a Honda!
Another question for you, Ikeda. How do you suppose this rain will negatively affect the road conditions in regards to the death zone?
I expect conditions will be horrendous there. While the rainfall will prevent any new ash from building up, any dust already on the road will turn into a sludge, oozing all over. The drivers will end up being severely limited. Every racer's going to have to be extra careful in the death zone, especially on this first lap.
The column of spray makes its way through Ashinoko skyline. The leading group is now plunging into the slip track. Car 3 ends up going wide from battling understeer, and the 13 takes advantage and moves ahead, slipping right past him.
Holy crap. I thought I was being careful, but I'm still sliding all over the road.
That was some pretty sloppy steering, Oishi. It just goes to show that 4-wheel drive is no help when going into a corner.
He's not drifting like he was in qualifying. Interestingly enough, he's still pretty fast even when he's driving normally. He's got a lot he's working with for a guy his age. But he's gonna find out. Me and my car are no slouches when it comes to cornering. For now, let's sit back and watch. And see what other tricks the super rookie's got.
I'm sliding all over the place. So damn slippery. Holy crap, this is so much fun. Why can't all the races be like this?
As their tires desperately grip at the dead zone's asphalt, the 15 drivers are proving their courage by slamming their feet on the gas without a care. The 12 and the 4 cars continue to extend their lead. Number 1 can't keep up with them. The godly 15 are stretching out all across the track. We're seeing them break up into a number of smaller groups comprised of a handful of racers. Ikeda, out of curiosity, has anything caught your attention about the race so far?
Since you asked, personally, I'm paying close attention to the 8.6's performance in the middle of the pack. It's the one car out there that didn't alter its driving style even when entering the death zone. The way it's been so steady through this section is almost eerie.
If you remember, Kanata Katagiri actually rallied his way through the entire death zone when he was driving his qualifying round, even setting a new record for that sector. Compared to that run, he's demonstrating a completely different kind of control now.
That's just it. The way he's driving seems to scream the race has only just begun. That's what I find incredibly unsettling.
The leading group roars past the Kojiri Pass Junction and enter the downhill section of the course. From here on out, they can't afford to make even the slightest mistake. Just one error racing downhill in this rain can cost you your life.
We invested a lot of money into this GTR, but all this rain is making it a handicap. The traction and stability control keep butting in and messing with my driving. I just can't believe a 2-liter NA is pushing me this hard. But even if someone was good at zipping downhill, they'd still be held back by these conditions. They can't fight physics and take corners faster than anyone else. If I keep my line tied into and around each corner, he'll just have to be frustrated sitting behind me.
Hey now, what the hell's he planning to do?
He's going round the outside? Don't screw with me! I don't have a grip! The roads are completely drenched!
So how is he able to go that fast?
It's impossible!
Now then, back to the race. Cars 12 and 4 continue battling for first place as they cross Kojiri Bridge and enter into Sector 2. 6 seconds behind in third is Ishigami in 1. Akaba in 2 is 4th, followed by Mizuno in 13. Oishi in 3 holds on to 6th.
Despite all the rainfall, it looks like Mizuno has been holding steady. I'd say he has a very balanced vehicle.
Even in a battle with hypercars from Germany and Italy, the Honda isn't losing ground. Here's the group vying for 7th. There's Sakamoto in the 5 car and Taylor in the 8, and Kanata Katagiri is right along with them.
If you want to tell how sure-footed the 8.6 has been, all you have to do is look at his current position. Although I don't think it's only driving technique, in my professional opinion, the car's been set up for these specific conditions. No doubt he has the support of a very talented mechanic.
Contesting 10th, it's Otani in the 7 and Yanagida in the 6. And here comes Aiba in the 9, quickly closing the gap. A bit further back, Kitahara in the 18 is flying solo in 13. Then it's Yashio in the 16, with Kiyogoku bringing up the rear in the 23. And with that, all of the cars have now made it into Sector 2.
What's wrong, Kakudu? You're not upping the pace!
I can't risk accelerating. I've got no traction.
Is your suspension too stiff?
That might be it. What's Nozomi saying?
Well, you know your sister has always preferred a softer suspension, so I don't think she's having as many problems handling the wet roads.
Well, I've got my hands full just keeping my position. We've got to pray this rain lets up. Over.
When it came to tuning the 16, man, did we blow it. Adjusting suspensions for MFG sure is tough, and the weather just complicates matters.
The leaders are now negotiating the Port Kojiri hairpin curve. Then comes the group in third, desperately trying to stop them from pulling further ahead. These 5 have the front-runners beat in terms of power, but they're against 2-lap record breakers. And they're extending their lead as we speak.
I can't race like an idiot when Ikeda is watching. Not after graduating from Zero Academy. The rain's stopping the N6 from cutting loose with all that power. If it was dry, Yanagita's cornering would shut me out. But today's my lucky day. To pass him, all I need is a long enough straightaway. And if it happens to be on a slight incline, that's even better. Where is it? Where do I make my move?
The 3 cars fighting for 10th are tangled as they fly into the hairpin curve.
Hell yeah! Found the perfect spot!
The 9 takes the initiative. He cuts across early while still in the curve. As soon as they're parallel, the GTR has the edge. Its traction won't give the M6 a single inch. Ikeda, could we get your take on that maneuver?
More than happy to. The driver in the rear wheel M6 wants to shave off as many G's as possible when exiting a corner, which forces him to take a wide line. Compare that to Aiba, who had a smaller turn-in. His line was a lot tighter, so his 4-wheel drive straightened the nose up first, allowing the traction to shine. Thanks to the long stretch of road, there was time to accelerate before the next corner. However, it was uphill, which put Yanagita's 2-wheel drive at a disadvantage. A well-executed overtake.
You made it over to me faster than I expected. It takes real talent to perform that well in this weather. Whenever you're ready, so am I. Bring it.
Even in the rain, the rear-engine Porsche has some pretty good traction. The duel needs to be before that. Here, in the entry and mid-corner.
Seriously? He's going for it from there?
MF Ghost.
MF Ghost.
Shit! I can't step on the gas with him right beside me.
The Waikata Giddy corners, it's so damn fast. 2 to 3 kilometers per hour difference. But even so, that's enough to pull ahead in a dead heat.
He totally dominated my line. It was like he paralyzed me. He excelled in dogfights on top of everything else.
The 8.6 has moved ahead of the 8 car and into 8th place. Incredible! Even in this constant rainfall, his ascent hasn't been hampered at all.
I've been watching races for a long time now, and I can't think of any that were as impactful as the one we're seeing here. Cars 12, 4, and 8.6 are putting on exceptional performances, while most of their competition are struggling with this weather. And there happens to be a trait all 3 of these drivers have in common. Got any idea what it is?
Is it because all 3 cars are relatively underpowered?
Well, you're not wrong on that point. I was referring to their education. All 3 racers who've handled these wet conditions remarkably well learned their craft in Europe.
Yeah, now that you mention it. Beckenbauer was born and raised in Germany. Koki Sawatari had an extended stay in France while studying motorsports.
And then there's Kanata Katagiri, who was raised in England, what many refer to as the home of motorsport. For the record, all 3 drivers are obviously naturally talented, and I don't want it to sound like I'm implying otherwise. But they're not strangers to racing in this sort of environment, which allows them to excel in poor conditions while other drivers struggle. Take Katagiri, for example, who was trained at the famous Donington Park, home of the RDRS. It's an old famous circuit known for its poor drainage, and is extremely difficult to get around when the roads are wet.
On the subject of Donington's slickness, I can't help but think of Ayrton Senna's legendary drive.
Exactly. The saying goes, when you're in England, you can experience all 4 seasons in a single day. Kanata Katagiri may be new to MFG, but when it comes to driving under wet conditions, he most likely has far more experience than his Japanese peers. As for the other racers I mentioned, you can probably say the same for them.
Indeed. If they're performing this well in a downpour, this must not be anything new for them.
This is Nozomi to the booth. I still can't see my sorry excuse for a brother anywhere. Over!
For these conditions, we need a different setup for his Lotus. So looks like on this course, you two can't coordinate.
Ugh, the Yashikita gang without teamwork is like a whatever without its thingy. Okay then, I'll take on the 6 in front of me without any help. What's that? Sucks that my bro's so crappy in the rain. You can't watch this close up.
The hell did you say? Stop getting all full of yourself just because you beat me in qualifying!
I'm just stating a fact. If you don't like it, maybe you should catch up to me. Over!
Our current leaders are now on Route 1. The clash between the German and French mid-sized mid-engine titans continues.
Damn, talk about lame. This lazy German's just pitiful. He's playing it safe in the rain. It's so obvious. That might have been enough to get him to win before, but now he's up against me. I'll spend the first lap observing him, then strike on the second. When you see me rocket past, you're gonna learn what it's like being dethroned.
The second group fighting for third roars out of Sector 2 into Sector 3. And behind them, we're seeing a bit of movement. Sakamoto in the 5 was all alone in 7, but now the red car is approaching him.
You're telling me the 8-6 is up there already?
It sure is. Kanata Katagiri is sliced through a chunk of the competition at a remarkable pace.
You've got to be kidding me. That's not a 4-wheel drive. He's got no turbo. That car doesn't have a single special bit of gear. So how is he so close? This kid is starting to freak me out.
The Audi's a very fast car. When it comes to manufacturing 4-wheel drives, they're the best in the world. Still, if I don't get in front of him, I won't climb any higher. This is fun. I had no idea I'd enjoy MFG this much. Words can't describe how thankful I am I got to experience this for myself.
The 5 is picking up the pace, almost like he's being pushed along by the 8-6. I think both of these cars are on target to catch the group in front of them. Well, viewers, this is an interesting development. We're about to see 6 cars in total vying for third place. And most shocking of all, at the rear of this train is a 2-liter NA Toyota 86 GT.
Am I dreaming? How's my crappy old 86 doing this? Stop wrecking my brain, Canada. That kind of car shouldn't be capable of those kinds of moves. Something's going down out there. In the rain around Ashinoko Lake, something incredible is happening.
The cars hang a left on the Moto Hakone turn. After this, the course begins hugging close to the lake.
Out of the entire course, Sector 3 is probably the most conducive for cars to reach their top speed. But it won't just be about what the driver does with the gas pedal in these conditions. We're going to be watching a contest determined by how well the electronics installed in each car perform.
So even drivers of this caliber rely on those types of devices.
Absolutely. Remember, the Ashinoko GT is a street course, and each lap is 25 kilometers. If this was a closed circuit, it'd be different, but it's impossible to gauge where the puddles are until you've passed them. There's no denying using tools for support like traction and stability control can really take some of the heat off the driver. At the same time, it goes without saying that if you had a choice, ideally, you'd want to avoid using them altogether.
Why is that?
Because those systems place more stress on your tires and brakes.
On that subject, if a driver decided to, they would be able to switch off all of their electronics?
Well, yes, although it's a bit unrealistic here. In drier conditions, maybe. But in this kind of rain, that idea is suicide.
Please don't say that. The 8.6 really does have all that stuff switched off. Oh, my stomach's killing me. Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
2 bullets, 1 white, 1 blue are shooting down the relay straight! At this point, it's a one-on-one contest no one else seems capable of cutting into!
You can really see him piling on the pressure. Sawatati's a lot more daring than you'd guess from looking at him. Let's not forget, he most likely can't see much of anything out of his windshield thanks to the spray from the car in front of him.
First and second place begin vanishing from view as they take a right turn. From here, a 2-kilometer climb awaits our racers. And further back, the group in third snakes onto the relay straight. The gap between them and the first place group is roughly the length of the straight itself. All the water spraying around is forming a veil of mist. It's difficult even seeing the 5 cars in this mess.
This blows. I can't see a thing. But when it comes to top speed on a straight, I should be able to outpace the 13. So let's go!
Hold on! The 3 emerges from behind the curtain of water and gradually pulls ahead. What a performance! The question is, will it pay off? They're literally side by side, but he can't make any headway. And his attempt to overtake fails, but only barely.
The NSX has a higher top speed thanks to its mid-engine.
You ain't passing me that easily. Don't underestimate this baby's traction.
The 6 cars vying for third are storming up the final hill climb before the finish line. And we can expect the 8.6 to fall away from the rest of the group at this point. The 3 cars fighting over 9th zoom onto the relay straight. The 9 car is starting to move up real smooth-like.
I can see out the sides, but not in front of me. I'm gonna have to floor it like I'm trying to take a bite out of Taylor's ass.
They're now neck and neck. It's the AMG GTR versus the Nissan GTR. A duel between Germany and Japan. Ending in victory for the Nissan! Shunaiba has managed to move up another place. The Kamikaze Outlaw has done it again!
Unlike the design of the NSX, the AMG GTR has its engine at the front. Traction-wise, it's at a disadvantage.
Next up is Taylor, and beyond him is Kanata. I've got to catch up to him. He's a genius at driving, like nothing I've ever seen. There's a fight worth having.
The leaders are currently leaving Route 1, and there they go, making a right towards the Ashinoko skyline. Here comes the third place group, trailing them by a fair distance. Wait! I can't hold back my surprise! The 8.6 is down there with them! He's not as behind as I thought!
The weather's playing tricks on them. You can have a 600 horsepower beast, but it's essentially wasted if you don't have the traction to translate that power onto the road. When you've got a group of racers as large as this, the drivers are jockeying for position in a way that also hampers their own overall pace. Fair warning, this might turn into a lengthy explanation. Should I continue?
Please, go right ahead.
Well, after a long career and several years of racing experience, I've arrived at the following conclusion. When you're driving on a circuit with an off-the-shelf model, I'd say 400 horsepower is about the max an average person can adequately control. However, when you're on public roads, that figure goes down by a significant margin. Sure, drive systems make a difference, but I'd say you're looking at a threshold between 300 and 350.
Wow, is it really that much of a difference? It's strange, though. The cars currently in the top positions tend to exceed 600 horsepower.
That's true, but I suspect when it comes to being competitive at MFG, that much power isn't actually necessary. What we're really seeing here is a misunderstanding regarding the MFG regulations. We all know about the grip-to-weight ratio, but that rule contains a few misleading traps that have made all the difference when it comes to performance. I get the feeling that going into more detail on the subject would upset Takahashi Rio, so I'll refrain. Although I will say a lot of premium brand imports have more power than can actually be tapped into, dolled up with fat tires and electronics. They get sold to the 1% as status symbols. To be frank, it seems absolutely ridiculous to me. Getting back on topic. In wet conditions like we have today, the amount of horsepower available to a driver on public roads decreases further, down to between 200 and 250. That's how low I would put it, even at the risk of being doubted.
That's an enormous decrease. I mean, sure, I figured it'd drop, but that number's shocking. If we do say it's as low as 200 horsepower, that happens to be where the 2-liter NA Toyota 86 GT maxes out.
Precisely. Because of this rain, the handicap in power between that vehicle and the rest of the field has been completely erased. For all the fans watching, I strongly suggest they keep that fact in mind. I believe it's going to play a big role in how this race develops.
Like a favorable wind sent from heaven, the rain continues lifting Kanata Katagiri. And here comes the third place group starting a new lap. Huh? There seems to be 2 neat columns passing through the left and right gates. That's not something you see often.
About that. Considering how narrow the gates are, the drivers are all probably a little anxious about going through at top speed. Because of the spray interfering with their vision. They want to put some space between them and the driver ahead.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Another instance of unusual behavior due to the less than ideal weather we're experiencing. The cars in back safely pass under the gate. We're a third of the way through the race with 2 laps to go. The Godly 15's monster machines are waging a war with nature itself! Will only the most technically gifted drivers be able to assert themselves from here on out? Up ahead is the snaking death zone, baring its fangs awaiting fresh prey!
I've made up my mind. This is the riskiest stretch of the race. No drivers want to face it. I'll make my move here, in the death zone.
And here come the top cars, entering the death zone for a second time. Sabatani in the 4 is breathing down the 12's neck, almost like he's chasing it. It's looking very touch and go, as if this race wasn't tense enough. You can't look away for even a second! German cyborg Beckenbauer has finally been toppled!
MF Ghost.
I wasn't sure we'd ever see it, but Beckenbauer has been toppled! We've just witnessed a remarkable shift in the top spot!
What's amazing is they didn't crash in all that rain.
You see luxury cars worth tens of millions of yen get wrecked all the time after a single slip-up in MFG. With these conditions...
That's the godly 15 for you.
They made contact 3 times. Ikeda, could you break down that overtake?
I'm kind of floored he attempted that move in the death zone. On top of that, it's not like Beckenbauer made a mistake. Sawatari just entered into the turn way beyond the limit. I'm sure the contact itself was accidental. 12 was aiming for the apex of the corner like any other driver would. What he didn't expect was the 4's nose being right there. That nudge to the 12's unloaded corner unbalanced the car and ended up sending it wide. The time it took to correct the slide proved to be his downfall. As for the other 2 times they made contact, how can I put this? It was a clash of emotions, shall we say. After they were finished battling over their lines, the 4 emerged with a superior position. Even after hitting the guardrail, he went full throttle and managed to pull ahead. All in all, an incredible display by both drivers.
I can safely say this has got to be one of the most dramatic overtakes in all of MFG history.
I'll give you credit. You forced me to get serious for a split second, but you're going to pay for that humiliation. The top position being held by a cheap French vehicle. It feels like a joke. First belongs to me and my mighty Porsche.
What do you know? Michael actually got overtaken. I believe that's the first since he started the MFG. If he finishes second, it's going to be a real shock to the system. He'll probably hold up in his bedroom for days and pull another one of his ridiculous hunger strikes. That boy doesn't realize how lucky he is. He'd be helpless without me. He's arrogant, self-centered, moody, and not to mention totally unable to express himself. I sincerely doubt he'll ever really settle down. But when it comes to racing, that's the one place he never loses. Probably because that's all he really excels at. Michael not being first in a contest like this, that idea is inconceivable.
Let's turn our attention to the group vying for third as they rapidly approach the Mikuni Pass. The 6 vehicles are threading their way through the death zone.
The hell? Damn it! If you're there, I can't push down on the gas! I know this is a race, but you're too aggressive, dumbass! You're not gonna make that turn! What? He's drifting?
Watch out! Car 86 has overtaken the number 5 on the Mikuni Pass. There's just no keeping Kanata Katagiri quiet. From the far end of the pack, he's constantly keeping the pressure up. Let's turn this over to my guest commentator and ask what he thinks about what the 86 pulled off.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure I'd be able to accurately break down the maneuver Katagiri executed. Not to sound dramatic, but the idea someone like Car 5's Yudai Sakamoto could be swept aside so easily almost defies explanation. I can tell you this much, though. The Mikuni Pass is a long stretch of road that climbs uphill before suddenly turning into a descent. While these drivers are good with lateral Gs, they don't often have to deal with vertical ones. In situations like that, no matter how brief, individuals behind the wheel tend to lose their sense of balance. And I think that moment was enough to make Sakamoto create a hole as he was approaching the turn. Katagiri didn't let that opportunity pass him by. In fact, if I didn't know better, I'd say he'd been aiming for that gap the entire race.
My brother drilled that trick into my head during Project D. It's textbook stuff for street racers. Overtaking 101. Now that knowledge has been passed down from Takumi Fujiwara to Kanata Katagiri. But I've got a trick of my own. One I've been waiting to unleash.
The battle in the death zone continues! Koki Samatani, Beckenbauer, and of course Kanata Katagiri! This trio of young lions has caught Ikata's eye. They fearlessly surge through the rain, pulling off the impossible.
What the hell? Sakamoto's Audi was behind me before. Where'd this red car come from?
Root the Daigo! Do you read me? The 8-6 is behind you, so keep your wits. It's fast going into the corners. That's how he slid past the 5. Watch out or you'll be next. Just be careful. Over.
Huh? Careful my ass. Can't you give me some useful advice? The death zone's earning its name today. I'm pushing so hard in this section, I'm literally playing with my life. Stability control keeps triggering. My front and back's all over the place. do this to me! The downhill slope's too steep. Gotta stop it from going into a half spin!
And the three's lost control! It's now facing the wrong way as it slides off the road!
This is it. I'm screwed.
This does not look good, viewers. I don't think he'll be rejoining the race. I'd say it's official. Oishi Daigo is out. I just hope he's not hurt.
Control center to car 3. Do you read? Please respond. If you're hurt, let us know. Driver, do you hear me? Please respond, car 3.
It's Oishi, I'm fine. The car's off the road. But luckily I didn't hit anything. Get me out of here and step on it.
It looks like Oishi's unharmed.
That's a relief.
Center to rescue 3. Please retrieve the driver for now. We'll send out a tow truck for the car once the race is done. Over.
Guess Oishi blew it in his Lambo. Good news is at least he's not injured. Not to mention, I've gained a position by default.
Every card from 6 down needs moving. Sakura and Mommy, if you could.
Right. Tons of action. Having one cheek sticking out more is way cuter, right? The 8-6 moved up. All of a sudden, he's at the top of the second column. How awesome. Good for you, Kanata Katagiri. The 7 and 6 are nose to tail. This might be a good chance. Normally I need my idiot brother for the sandwich formation. But this time, I think I can go it alone.
Damn! The 18 is closing in on me. Whenever you want to speed up, Otani. Because of you, I've got her on my tail.
What do you want from me? I've got too much power for these conditions. If you're gonna pass, do it already.
I can't teleport like Kanata can. But I can hide in this spray. I'll fake going on the outside, then in.
Oh man, here she comes. She might look cute, but she's got a wild side.
I don't think so. There's no way an alpha's beating me in the corners.
We might be evenly matched in cornering, but let's see how your traction compares. Don't underestimate my carbon monocoque!
That was incredible, Nozomi. What an amazing overtake.
That moron gained a place? Are you freaking kidding me? At times like this, a clutch pedal actually helps.
Nice, Kakadu. Excellent job recovering from that near spin-out.
Come on, Yamatani, shut up. I didn't need Nozomi hearing about it.
He spun out? Well, what a loser.
We're seeing movement in the back. Kitahara in the 18 has moved up a place. The top group has crossed over Kojiri Bridge. They're currently entering Sector 2. And if my eyes don't deceive me, it's raining harder. Those clouds of spray are even bigger than before.
Gotta love having an unobstructed view. I don't have to worry about driving through anyone else's mist. It's liberating.
What's wrong, Kaido Akaba? Getting impatient? Well, you're not passing me. I've got more traction than you. When MFG first announced their regulations, I got the feeling they were perfectly tailored to the 911. Mid-engine designs suffer from the rules, but rear-engine setups aren't handicapped. Takahashi Ryo apparently overlooked that fact. Maybe it'll dawn on him when my Porsche takes first.
And the third place group is now across Kojiti Bridge. With a 3-car out of the race, the group is now made up of 5 drivers, but that hasn't changed the fact this is a close-quarters dogfight. What's your take, Ikeda? It doesn't seem like the 1 car in the lead is pushing the pace as much as he could be.
You're right about that. I'm not trying to make excuses for Ishigami, but leading a group of cars on a day like this is a difficult position to be in. Slippery conditions and the challenges they present place more demands on the pacemaker. But when you consider the distance between them and the 2 cars in the lead, I have to admit, Ishigami is putting a cap on the third-place group as a whole.
What's with this old fart? This isn't a walkathon. Surely it's dawned on you by now the reason the entire group is jammed up like this. Because the leader decided it's a good idea to bottleneck us. And I know exactly where your head's at. You're thinking that rear-engine model gives you some kind of special privilege, but Takahashi Ryo didn't miss a single detail. The history of rear-engined Porsches is filled with tweaks, covering up disadvantages of a rear-wheel drive setup. Lengthening the wheelbase, expanding the treads, adding rear-axle steering, plus tons of electrical systems. As far as roadsters go, it's pretty mature. But what about in a competition? In wet roads, the car's core characteristics are going to come out despite all the mitigation. They don't call Takahashi Ryo the mind of a generation for nothing. There's a good reason why rear-engine, rear-wheel drive cars aren't handicapped.
Kaido Akaba is starting to put on the pressure. Cars 1 and 2 are a hair's breadth from contact.
No, they're already trading paint. Akaba's being ruthless. That's the kind of driving that gets other racers riled up. It's like an electric shock to their dignity. That said, I haven't exactly been thrilled with our pace either. Not with the 8-6 biting at my heels.
The force inside this brain is leap away and go. Where you can be the only one.
Looks like the one has accepted the challenge and sped up. The Carrera GT3's really motoring now.
You don't see this kind of behavior often with a driver as level-headed as Ishigami.
The tension between cars 1 and 2 continues to ratchet up. We'll keep an eye on them. Lake Ashinoko's northern edge holds a series of blind corners. This battle's getting faster and more dangerous, but will it get worse in this perilous section? It's one-on-one between 2 European titans, each with long, illustrious histories in racing. Porsche versus Ferrari in a winner-takes-all dogfight. I don't even want to think about the price tags on either of these magnificent vehicles.
Pushed in too aggressively. My speed isn't dropping. Are my front tires not gripping? Don't stress. Wait it out. If I panic and stop applying the gas, it's over. Ease gradually. Wait for the tires to bite again. Come on! I need you to grip the road! Come back to me!
MF Ghost.
MF Ghost.
And there goes car one! The two only barely manages to slip by him. He's come to a stop on the track and is facing the wrong way. The cars behind pass by one after another.
Control center to the driver of car 1. Please remain where you are to prevent a collision. Don't move until further instructed.
A hovering drone up ahead. Something must have happened.
Whoa! Old man Ishigami spun out? Car 1 to control center, do you read? I'm getting back in the race. Permission to do a U-turn.
Request denied. It's too dangerous. More cars are approaching.
Shit. How long are they gonna hold me back? I was in third place a second ago.
The one's back in the race, but drops pretty far down. That tumble has set him back all the way to 12th place. It looked like the vehicle took quite a hard hit against the concrete wall. Do you think his car sustained damage, Ikeda?
After reviewing the footage, Tanaka, it looks like the angle of the hit softened the blow. The low mu of the road likely also helped minimize the damage. As long as the suspension doesn't have any issues, he should be fine.
Not only is the two taken over as the third place pack leader, Kaito Akaba is making an aggressive push.
Booth to Kaito.
You're too far behind the top group. Don't overdo it.
Listen to me. Getting aggressive in these conditions poses too many risks. Just focus on managing your position so you can hold on to third.
Kaito to Booth, tell me, what the hell is the point of racing that way? Now that the one isn't anchoring me down, I can finally see the road ahead. If I don't meet the challenge, I'll never get another chance. We're finished discussing this until the checkered flag. Over.
While the two car has the leader spot all to himself, behind him a white-hot battle is ensuing between the 13 and 8-6 for fourth.
I didn't think we'd be facing off again this high up the field. Since the opening race, both of us have made huge strides. The sight of you downhill on Route 1, I don't think I'll ever be able to get that image out of my head. It was like a traumatic experience. This is a perfect opportunity to wipe all that away. I'm not letting you get ahead.
The 8-6 is right behind the much higher-powered NSX. Just like what we saw in qualifying, Kanata Katagiri has a real knack when it comes to the forested section.
This part of the course has low visibility and is loaded with blind corners. Plus, with the horizontal G's pummeling the driver, it's easy to find yourself moving too fast, all of which makes going on the attack a tall order. The remarkable thing about Katagiri is how he seems to be able to memorize these complex track layouts. There's no other explanation for how he can be so bold in such an unforgiving section. Even veterans who've tackled this route numerous times don't have it down this well. As you know, I'm a little hesitant to throw around a word like genius. But after watching the 8-6's driver in action, I can tell he's invested a ton of time and energy preparing for this race. It's a basic rule that can be applied to any sport. Every time, true talent is made, not born, from the seedbed of plain old effort.
And the camera is picking up the 4 and the 12. Both lead cars are exiting Sector 2 and entering 3. It looks like their duel is slowed down a bit.
I don't think so. We're looking at a breathtaking bit of psychological warfare. After taking the top spot, Sawatari was doing his best to lose the 12 and build his lead. But as you can see, despite his efforts, it hasn't paid off yet. Beckenbauer's responded to his tactics with icy calmness. If anything, second place's refusal to go on the attack strikes me as a bit eerie. I can't imagine Sawatari is having an easy time.
It doesn't seem like there's any space too small for the 8-6 to slip into. The speed it can carry is proving to be Kanata Katagiri's secret weapon. But this is Sector 3, where only the fastest cars prevail. From the middle gears and up, the Toyota 8-6 GT can't keep pace. The NSX is clearly a cut above.
If only there was another corner when they lined up. He could have pinned the other guy in. But trying to attack on a high-speed stretch like this? It's just reckless, Kanata.
The 8-6 has managed to hold on using its turning speed as its only weapon. But now he's facing off against drivers who have no intention of giving up their spots that easily.
It goes without saying, considering they're fighting over 4th place. I've already mentioned how the weather conditions were fortunate for the 8-6 and helped minimize the vehicle's disadvantages. But nothing can cancel out its handicaps completely. His current position might be the ceiling for what he can achieve competitively. I believe this is his limit. I hate to say it, but if you aren't a threat in Sector 3 of the Ashinoko GT, you most likely won't be for the rest of the race. It's a cruel reality the 8-6 has to face sooner or later. I can't be the only one who wants to see what Kanata Katagiri is capable of. If only he switched out cars for a more competitive vehicle.
Believe me, nobody in the world wants that more than me. If Kanata crossed the finish where he is now, half of the 20 million prize money for Vic would go to me. That's 10 million yen. It would be enough to cover my dad's hospital bills and pay off all the shop's debts. I can taste that money and how badly I want it, but there's something I need to take care of first. I've made up my mind, Kanata. When this race is over, I'm gonna make it happen.
Here come our 2 leading cars. They're already pulling ahead, but it doesn't look like he's trying to overtake the 4 car. And that's some hard braking into the right turn. From there, the racers streak into a steep climb up towards Hakone Pass.
As soon as we got side by side, he took his foot off and started coasting. Is that his way of saying he can pass me whenever he wants?
And still no sign of the 3rd place group reaching the relay straight. Where are they? Here they come! In 3rd is the red 2 car driven by Kaito Akama. Behind him in 4th is Mizono in the 13 car, followed by Katagiri in 5th. They're in a dead heat dogfight. Seven seconds behind them is Sakamoto Yudai in the 5.
They pulled away from me. Ever since the 1 vanished, the trio ahead had picked up the pace. I better close the gap to Katagiri as much as I can on the hill climb. This is a bad look.
Next up, it's Taylor in the 8, then Iba in the 9. And looks like Shun Iba has something in mind. Halfway down the straight, he pulls out of the slipstream. How will this play out? It's a successful overtake. The 9 has gained a position. What are your thoughts, Ikeda? Seems like your pupil is in top form this race.
I say this in hindsight. Back at the academy, if asked whether Shun Iba was an exemplary student, I'd answer no.
Really? Why's that?
I mean, he certainly showed he had promising driving instincts. But when it came to his mindset, I suppose you could say he possessed a competitive streak to a fault.
Now that you mention it, the races that stick out the most are the ones where he got aggressive early on and wore out his tires. But that doesn't seem to be the case today.
Yes, I think he has the rain to thank for doing well. That's because MFG uses tires that are designed for all weather conditions. So as the mu from the road decreases, there's no need to take wear into account. In this race, at least, their durability won't end up costing him. Although, hopefully this will provide an opportunity for him to reflect on his approach to driving. Despite all of his faults, Iba is a popular athlete. The staff all love him, and he looks out for the younger drivers. He's pretty much the epitome of a hothead with a heart of gold.
I may be a little biased, but personally, I'd like to see an Odawara native like Shun Iba reach the top step at the podium as soon as possible. And now we're back on the relay straight. We've currently got 3 cars zooming down it. Otani in the 7, Kitahara in the 18, and Yanagita in the 6. I didn't notice until just now, but the rain has let up. Confirmed, it stopped raining over Lake Ashinoko. The feed is currently on the 4th place group, but if we check near Hakone Pass, we see the rain stop there too. Over to the east, there's a break in the rain clouds, with the sky beginning to brighten. Ikeda, could you tell us what effect you think this will have on the remainder of the race?
For the most part, the road conditions won't change all that much. Keep in mind, the front duo have already started their 3rd lap. So at this point, the roads won't dry up before the race is concluded. However, there is one thing that's troubling me.
I didn't notice because of all the spray being kicked up from the car in front of me. But at some point, it stopped raining. It's only a matter of time before the puddles on the road start to dry up, and I'm at a disadvantage. While I was able to pass the NSX in Sector 1 because of all the corners, he'll just roar past me in Sector 3. I need to build up a gap, somehow. I've got to think of a way. I didn't feel this way in the first race. Just competing in MFG was good enough for me. But this time's different. I have a hunger to take on the top drivers even when it's not raining. Before I realized it, I started wanting more. Is there some sort of latent racing impulse inside me? And it's beginning to stir.
The 2 racers vying for 4th pass through the starting gate. They're in hot pursuit of the number 2 Ferrari. Mizono in the 13 and Katagiri in the 8-6 have entered their final lap. What does the end of this race hold for the pair? How will this clash between both domestic brands end? The top-ranked cars are entering the final lap in quick succession. There's Sakamoto in the 5, Iba in the 9, and Taylor in the 8. Whoa! I'm afraid I've got some bad news, viewers. I just received a weather report saying there are signs of fog gathering in Ashinoko skyline.
I had a bad feeling that might happen. That's precisely the thing that was troubling me. They call it the White Devil. The Ashinoko skyline is famous for it. When the rain stops and the wind changes, there's a strong likelihood of fog.
Not only that, Ikeda, but the fog's coming on over the back half of the skyline.
In other words, that's nearly on top of the slip trap. This is definitely bad news.
We're seeing the Reaper and Devil teaming up against the MFG drivers. This is a disaster. At this point, I'm not sure the race can even continue. No doubt staff back at HQ are facing a tough decision.
Send out all the available drones. Get as much video as you can.
I've got zip visibility, Yamashita. There's no way they can race in this.
The fog has settled in. Well, that didn't take long.
And the 2 cars in the lead are almost on top of it. A call must be made, even if it means abandoning the race.
If nothing else, I strongly recommend prohibiting passing while drivers are in that zone.
This is too big of a call. The higher-ups need to be the one to make it, not us.
Get the GM at HQ.
This is Joyu. I've been informed of the situation. I need you to listen carefully to the directive I'm about to give you. My conclusion is this. The race will continue.
But with all due respect, sir, have you taken a look at the race footage?
That's what I based my call on. If visibility's low, they'll have to drive accordingly. They're elite drivers. I believe they should be more than capable of adjusting. They knew they were racing on public roads. This comes with the territory. Rain and fog aren't enough to cancel a race over. It's in the core values of MFG. And to that end, the passing ban is also rejected. Understood? My wish is to see that this race remains a fair fight. Let me be clear. I've complete faith in the skills of our 15 racers. However, in the event an accident does occur, the responsibility will fall on me. That is all.
Was that the GM? He really stepped up.
If he were here, Ryosuke would have said the same thing. Today's race is going to make some awesome content. I know it. I'm not going to let the ending be ruined. I'm begging you. Please don't let anything happen.
Car 4 to booth. This is a hell of a lot of fog. If even I'm saying this, it's pretty bad. How do they expect us to drive in this crap? Over!
Booth here. We haven't received any word from Control.
I think that's their way of saying the race is still on. Over.
Of course. Damn, that's MFG for you. I kinda like it. Come and get me, you German creep. Don't fall behind now.
Car 4 to booth. You copy? I'm going in!
Our lead driver's into the death zone!
Drone control team here. We're pushing in closer to them. 3 meters to 1.5. Hogan and Canada, I got bad news. The rest of the course is blanketed in heavy fog, and Control says the race is still on.
You're gonna need to slow down and approach with caution.
Wait a sec. Did he say heavy fog? Hallelujah! This might actually be a godsend.
Remember in the first race, the call-out strategy that we were using?
You wanna do that again? Now hold on. This time's totally different. Between the slip trap and the white devil, it's a 1-2 punch.
Don't sweat it. We are the challengers in this race, aren't we? Here's my plan. On the first corner after we enter the fog, I'll pass the 13 in front of me. That's when I need you to start the countdown. While the visibility's poor, I'll catch up to the 2 and push forward here.
Is he for real? He makes it sound like the easiest thing in the world. You do know I'm on the brink of a nervous breakdown, right, Canada?
Flying solo, car 2 in third enters the white wall of fog. Behind him, both cars fighting for fourth are also approaching.
This is insane. How's anyone supposed to drive in this? It's not even a race anymore. No one's crazy enough to do battle in these conditions. But when this clears up, he vanished. 1 second I noticed the 8-6 next to me, and the next it's gone. Was he drifting? When you can barely see in front of you? What's wrong with that kid?
MF Ghost.
MF Ghost.
Ogre here. You're 3.8 seconds behind the 2. Over!
Roger that. I've got a white screen in front of me that I can project the footage in my head onto. It's 2 seconds at top speed to the next left. Don't drop gears. Brake for 1 second. A right turn up ahead. Full throttle, 2.3 seconds. Don't drop gears. Brake for 1.5 seconds.
Ogre here. It's 3 seconds flat. Over.
Roger.
We're seeing some crazy driving from the 8-6. Nice. The Zono seems to have no idea how to cope with the 8-6's crazy pace.
I confess, I've got goosebumps. I never would have guessed things would play out this way.
We are all witnessing an unprecedented electrified turn of events. And in a 2-liter NA Toyota 8-6 GT. Driven by the Miracle Boy, Kanata Katagiri. He's on a warpath and the fog's not stopping him.
This is food to Canada. 1 second flat.
Roger that. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2.
What the hell was that? I must be seeing things.
This fog is playing tricks on me.
The red cars were side by side for a brief instant there, but the 8-6 blazes ahead and leaves the two in the dust. The Toyota has risen to third place. The winner's podium is within his grasp.
Now I have a chance to kiss Katakiri. Maybe I'll take him out and go for his lips.
Over to here. There's only 2 cars ahead of you now. 19 seconds till the 12.
Roger. I'm not going to catch you, but I'll increase my lead over the rest. Once the fog clears, the Ferrari will come roaring after me. Now that the rain stopped, I need a big margin to stay clear of him. If I'm ever going to use 100% of what I've got in today's race, it's now! Come on, 8-6, let's do this!
The godly 15 entered the impenetrable fog, one right after the other. Each of them is slowing down as much as they need to while navigating the death zone. I'm kind of shocked. So far, there's been no warning issued not to overtake in this section. I suspect the decision to remain silent on the matter will almost certainly be criticized later.
I'm sure it reflects the MFG leader's approach. Personally, I understand why. If you don't mind me reminiscing, long ago I headed up the street racing team that was the precursor to the Zero Academy. At one point, I raced against a group from northern Kanto, right here in Hakone. To make a long story short, we were completely obliterated. There was lots of rain and fog like this, but it took place during the night. And to make matters worse, the other team had 2 ace drivers on it. The weather didn't seem to faze them at all, and they tackled the course head-on. If anything, they used the conditions tactically and turned the situation into an advantage. Those drivers we took on that night, turns out they make up the core of MFG's administration. As far as today's decision is concerned, I believe it continues to reflect the core values of MFG. Bad conditions like these, they essentially force the drivers to decelerate to avoid crashing. But how much they need to slow down reflects the differences in the driver's skill levels. It comes down to a question of adaptability. I believe Takahashi Ryo is sending a message, revealing a deep-rooted design. That's what's behind the decision for the race continuing. I don't think his call needs to receive criticism. As a matter of fact, I'm fully in support of it.
I appreciate that, Ikuda. I made the right call inviting you into the commentary booth.
And I can tell you one thing. I don't need the data to know there's a driver who's not being slowed down, even in conditions as unfavorable as these. And that's Kanata Katagiri.
I can't hold back my surprise! This rookie in his first year seems to be embodying the spirit of MFG more than anyone else. It's so frustrating that our footage is this unclear. What the 8-6 is accomplishing? I'm afraid that it's not coming across to all our fans. Just take a look at this surreal sight. Most of the drivers are clinging to the inside due to their anxiety and the poor visibility. But Kanata Katagiri hits the apex and continues to power through. Right there! Can you see what he's doing? The guardrail comes out of nowhere, but he's full throttle as he almost skims it. I am covered in goosebumps. No one could have predicted this kind of performance.
I have to commend you, Savatari. You didn't lose your focus while navigating this fog. Excellent job. Still, I have to imagine it was draining for you, whereas I'm feeling fresh as ever. You know why? I've got a talented pacemaker in front of me. If our positions were reversed, I'd be the one who was exhausted. But that's how it goes. God favored me this time.
Our leaders have passed the Kojiri Pass Junction. Just a little farther and they won't have to worry about the fog. Here they come! Sawatari in the 4 and Beckenbauer in the 12. Now that they can regain their focus, I expect us to see them duke it out once more.
No, I wouldn't put it that way. I think the fog forced them to focus even harder.
What do you mean?
When at least two vehicles are in proximity, it's a greater burden on the lead car. Since drivers behind can make judgment calls based on what the leader does, the racer at the front of a group or racing on their own often has a harder time.
Is that how it works? Hold on. Conrad is outpacing the other drivers and is on his own. Does that mean he's also burning through his mental energy faster?
Throttle for 2.8, then fourth gear for 0.5 seconds max. Brake 2.8 seconds. Fourth gear to second.
Something's emerged. Seconds. Awesome job. Compared to everyone else in this fog, you're the fastest through.
8.73. Not quite what I needed.
The 8-6 is leaving Sector 1 and is now embarking into Sector 2. At the Kojiti Bridge checkpoint, it might be worth seeing how he's doing versus our leaders. And here we are! Holy! Just take a look at those numbers! Going into the death zone, the 8-6 was in 5th with a 27-second deficit to the first-place group. But incredibly, he shaved off enough time to make that gap shrink to only 15 seconds. Which means Kana Takatagiri managed to navigate that devilish zone a full 12 seconds faster than the drivers in 1st and 2nd. On the relay straight, the battle for 6th rages on. Aiba in the 9 is out for blood, chasing down Sakamoto in the 5. And from out of the slipstream, he makes his move!
Get real. You're up against a mid-engine car with four-wheel drive, dummy. There's no way in hell a Nissan can out-drag me to top speed. I'll slaughter you!
The 5 is about half a nose in front, but the 9 isn't backing down! Neither man is giving an inch! They're closing in on the breaking point! The 9 is taking the corner too fast and is understeering wide! Watch out!
This is exactly why you piss me off. You're dumb and dangerous. You get all hot under the collar and cross the line without a second thought. Who wants to race against some idiot who's too stupid to know what fear is? I'll teach you what it means, kid.
Now they're barreling down the narrow Route 1, side by side. It's anyone's guess how this thrilling battle will end! And now we go to an equally intense battle. All eyes are on the fight for 3rd. The 2 car has caught up to the 8-6.
It still won't be easy for him to pull in front. Not with how quick the 8-6 is in the corners.
He's slick, masterful even. It's not blatant blocking, but he positions his car in a way that keeps me from darting past. This kid must have plenty of racing experience. But I'm not looking to duel into the corners.
And now, we shift to our leaders. It's the 12 versus the 4.
I was so close to getting the better of this guy. That's racing for you. There's a massive difference between 1st and 2nd place. I hate this. It's my 3rd year in MFG, but this is a first for me. I've never felt so damn frustrated.
And they've rounded the final corner. As they approach Hakone Pass, it's a straight shot down Route 1 to the end of the final lap. And here we go. The checkered flag! Our winner is Michael Beckenbauer! We've had 2 races so far this season and he's won both! He's on the verge of being seen as an impenetrable fortress by the other drivers. Once again, Beckenbauer secures the 1st place spot!
Who cares? Take us to the fight for 3rd!
Yeah, that's a much more interesting battle. Come on!
These half-dry, half-wet conditions aren't doing me any favors. Just when I think I've got good traction, my wheels start slipping again. Not to worry, though. I'll stick my nose in once we hit the Hakone Shindo overpass. Then we'll be side by side for the final corner. The kid won't stand a chance.
It's not far to the line now. The battle for third is white hot. They're side by side breaking into the corner. But the 8-6 just barely makes it at first.
In that case, I'll do the old switcheroo, and we'll duke it out on the exit from the final corner.
They're at the final corner, and the 8-6 has its brake. Not even a little bit. The 2 taps the brakes lightly and takes a wider line than his competitor.
If I catch a load of lateral G, I'm done for. I gotta shake it off as soon as I get the chance. That'll be my only shot at survival.
They switch lines, out to in to out. It's now a battle of uphill acceleration. The 2's slowly pulling up alongside the 8-6. And the checkered flag waves! By half a nose, Akaba and the 2 gets across the line first!
Oh man, that's so disappointing.
I don't know if I've ever seen a more exciting finish. After 75.9 kilometers of racing, the difference between the 2 cars was a mere 50 centimeters.
It was an incredible chase by Kaito Akaba and a superb attempt to outrun him by Kaneda Katagiri. I have no shortage of praise for these 2 drivers. Their dogfight even eclipses the battle for first. MFG never ceases to deliver the thrill.
Now back to the battle for 6th. After racing side by side for 4 corners, it looks like Sakamoto in the 5 has fallen back.
I'm going to have to race in this car for the whole season. So I'm not interested in getting it all banged up in the second race. Unlike you, I actually think ahead. It's not like I'm chicken or anything. I made a tactical decision to yield.
He chickened out.
Flying solo in 5th, Mizuno in the 13 takes the checkered flag. And behind him, here they come, Iva in the 9 and Sakamoto in the 5. Taylor in the 8 finishes 8th. And the battle between the next 3 cars went like this. Kitahara in the 15, followed by Otani in the 7 and Yanagita in the 6. A bit further back, it's Yashio in the 16. Ishigami in the 1 car finishes a bitter 13. Bringing up the rear, it's Kyogoku in the 23.
These 14 cars have successfully made it to the end of the very wet Ashinoko GT, where a devil dwelled in the death zone.